Most people think the scariest thing about being alone in the woods is the silence. But they're wrong. The silence is a gift. It's when the woods start talking back to you. That's when you need to run. 2 years ago, I was solo hiking a stretch of the Appalachian Trail in Northern Virginia. I'm an experienced camper. I've done the PCT, I've done the Smokies. I don't get spooked by shadows. I set up my tent in a small, natural clearing about 4 miles off the main spur. It was a perfect evening. High 60s, clear sky. I remember sitting by my fire, recording a quick video on my phone to send to my girlfriend when I got back to civilization. I panned the camera around the dark tree line and said, "Man, what a view. Not a soul for miles, just me and the trees." I laughed, tossed my phone into the tent, and put out the fire. I wanted to be up by 5 a.m. to catch the sunrise. I crawled into my sleeping bag, zipped the mesh shut, and fell into that deep, heavy sleep you only get when you're physically exhausted. I woke up at 2:14 a.m. I know the exact time because the blue light of my watch felt like a laser beam in the dark. Something had woken me. Not a loud noise, but a change in the air. You know that feeling when someone is standing in a room with you, even if you can't see them. The woods had gone dead silent. No crickets, no wind, just a vacuum. Then from the tree line, maybe 30 feet away, I heard it. "Man, what a view!" My blood turned to ice. It was my voice. Not just someone saying the words, but my exact inflection. The way I'd stumbled slightly on the word view in the video I'd recorded hours ago. I sat bolt upright. My heart was hammering so hard I could hear the pulse in my ears. I reached for my bear spray, my hand shaking so badly I almost knocked over my water bottle. I thought maybe someone had found my phone, maybe a hiker was messing with me. But I reached down and felt the cold glass of my phone right there, tucked into the side pocket of my tent. I stayed paralyzed. I didn't want to turn on my flashlight. I didn't want to give away my exact position. I just listened. A minute passed. Then, from the opposite side of the clearing, behind my head, the voice came again. But this time, it was different. It was slower. "Not a soul for miles." It sounded like someone trying to play a record with their finger on the vinyl. It was wet. It sounded like it was coming from a throat that wasn't used to making human shapes. Then came the footsteps. Not the frantic running of an animal, but a heavy, bipedal thud, drag, thud, drag. It was circling the tent. It was testing the perimeter. I finally got the courage to grab my high-lumen tactical light. I clicked it on and swept the beam through the nylon walls of the tent. I saw a shadow pass across the fabric. It was tall, way too tall for a person, and its limbs looked jointed in the wrong places. I screamed, "I have a gun! Get away from my camp!" The woods went silent again. For 5 seconds, I thought I'd scared it off. Then, the voice replied. It was right outside the tent flap now. I could smell it, a scent like wet fur and old rusted iron. But now, it's a perfect, chilling imitation of the narrator's scream. "I have a gun. Get a view." It started laughing, but it wasn't a human laugh. It was a series of rhythmic, clicking barks. I didn't wait. I didn't pack. I grabbed my boots, my keys, and my bear spray, and I burst out of that tent like a madman. I didn't even look back. I ran. I ran 4 miles in the pitch black with only a headlamp, tripping over roots, skinning my knees, feeling those clicking barks echoing through the valley behind me. I reached my truck at 4:30 a.m., locked the doors, and drove until I hit a 24-hour diner in the next county. I sat there, shaking, drinking coffee until the sun was high in the sky. I told myself I'd imagined it. Hypnagogic hallucinations, sleep deprivation. The brain does weird things in the woods. I eventually convinced myself to drive back to the trailhead with a local ranger to get my gear. I told him I'd seen a bear. When we got to my campsite, the tent was still there. It hadn't been shredded, it hadn't been touched, except for one thing. My phone was gone from the inside pocket. We found it sitting on a stump, exactly where I had been sitting when I filmed that video. The ranger picked it up. The screen was shattered into a spider web. He handed it to me, and I saw the notification on the lock screen. The video I'd recorded, the one that was only 15 seconds long, had been played back 417 times. The last playback was at 4:12 a.m., right after I had started running.